All right. If my math is correct, and it sometimes is, it is fucking... Well, I know it's back day, but I think it's day 89. Woke up at 2:50 again. 2:60 inbound. If I get to episode 130 or around there on this bulk, and I am not at 260 pounds in the morning, we don't even have to talk about it because, I mean, I'm going to be 260, so there's no problem. That's not even going to be a problem. So, got a little busy with school and whatnot. Sort of let it take over my my time. Hadn't been hitting my meals. Yeah. But no point looking back. Just got to do everything I can to gain as much mass as possible. So, for back, do some sort of rowing movement to start off, heavy. Then, some sort of pull down movement. Maybe go back to a rowing movement, and then finish with, I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. I'll, as long as I do a variety of rowing movements and pull down movements, right? Work the mid back, traps a little bit, rhomboids, and hit the lats. I mean, you're gonna hit your whole back. So I just kind of go by feel. Back isn't really too stingy of a muscle group for me to work out. Like if I just sat on the lat pull down for 11 sets, I'd end up with at least a crazy lat pump, right? My upper back wouldn't be so pumped, but it'd still be a good lift. So really, as long as you just, you do some sort of pulling motion, you go hard, you do a reasonable amount of weight, you're gonna get pumped. If you're big enough, you get a back pump when you don't even want it, right? Just like carrying plates around. So let's just slam this pre and then get in there. Should be a reasonably short lift. Yeah, not so much commentary on this one. The music is a bit loud in here, and they don't like when I turn it down. So, kind of fuck me, right? But if anything, that just let me focus more attention on the lift itself. So let's see, what does the pump look like through the shirt? Oh my God, it's diabolical. Oh. Okay, whoa. I like this shirt, I don't want to rip it. All right, I might not be that pumped yet, but let's see. Let's get a fucking better look. Come on, damn it. All right. Yeah. Okay. Definitely working with something here. Oh. Yeah, it's pretty freaky. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to slice it. That's a pretty damn good back pump. And, how many times in that workout did I have to stop and think to myself, okay, so I want to make sure I get the optimal scapular rotation and hit the lat from the perfect angle? No, I didn't think anything even remotely close to that, right? What I was thinking was either, okay, let's fucking, all right, come on, let's hit the set. Or just sort of unintelligible rage in my mind towards the weights. Maybe not rage, but you get it. Like excitement. You know, when you huff and puff, you got the weight sitting right in front of you. And then you go hit it. That's the way to do it in my mind. You know, I keep seeing this kind of huge following. I don't know the account, and I don't think, whatever. But huge following TikTok, where he shows someone doing wrong form. Or no, it's let me put my fucking shirt on first. There we go. He does an exercise with quote unquote bad form, like doing curls while swinging it, and then it cuts to him in another, you know, set of clothes or something, and he just makes this face, and then he does perfect form. Like, you know, I'm all for getting the optimal contraction, right? Clearly, you know, I want to do whatever is going to get me the biggest, right? If your goal is bodybuilding, or even just lifting in general, you know, your goal isn't necessarily, oh, I want to be toned, I want to be athletic. No, you want some goddamn muscle in your frame, all right? Everybody across the board wants some muscle on their frame. So that's what if working out with absolutely perfect form and just sitting here, no swinging, if that was the way to do it, you'd see every one of my fucking videos look like that, right? But in my mind, I mean, that's just not gonna cut it. You know, if I were to do that with the 40s, sure, I'd get a good set in. Like if I were to do my workout like that, it'd be effective. Sure, I might grow some, but I'm gonna grow way more if I do the first, you know, maybe 70% of the set with reasonable form, and then rather than call it there and throw the weight down, you know, I sit here and fucking try to wrench out a couple extra ones and just dig deep. You know, it's those last few reps that are gonna make all the difference, right? Because you got to think about it. If you were to do, let's imagine you took your last bicep workout. I'm just using biceps as an example, right? And you were to only do the first 5 reps of every set that you would normally do, right? You're not going to make much progress at all. If anything, that level of intensity, you'll just maintain what you built, right? Maintaining is much easier than building. But, you know, let's say you can do 15 reps with the 30s, right? Where the last 5, you kind of wrench it a little bit. If you were to just do 7 reps, perfect form, and then put it down, you know, you sit down on the fucking bench and you have a sip of tea because you don't want to get fucking sweaty. It's just not the way to do it, man. Right? Fucking, that's a weird niche community. The formed supremacists. I hate it. You know, if I were a beginner lifter, I'd want somebody to beat me up if they saw me watching that kind of stuff. You know, like just smack my phone out of my hand and show me Dorian Yates' blood and guts. That's the kind of shit that you should be looking at. So I'm gonna finish calves, and then get in the car. I'm not gonna show it, but calves every day. All I do is go on the calf machine. It could be any machine. It does not, well, it matters a little, but it could be any machine, whatever one you like, right? Load up a moderate amount of weight, just 20 reps. I like doing one leg at a time. If you want to do both at once, perfect. But just like 20 reps, good squeeze, good burn, 8 sets, finish with a pump, and then I'm done. You know, I'm not sitting here absolutely going crazy on my calves. Shit, if you want to do calves once a week and you absolutely demolish them, hey man, maybe that'll work. But as far as I've noticed, just daily stimulation, like just getting a good pump plus some a reasonable amount of weight for those 8 sets. Seems to work. So I'm gonna go fucking get started. All right, so I'm really scrapping the bottom of the barrel of my dextrose. There's only like 20 grams in here, but whatever. More to come in the mail. So let's just slam it and get out of here. Oh, wow. Okay, let's go. So, I mean, like I was saying on the way in, back, it's pretty damn simple to get a legit pump. Most certainly. But you start off with some kind of heavy row, swing it around a little bit. You know, I don't care. Don't swing it too much, of course, but you know, a little swing isn't going to hurt you. Like I was saying, it's probably going to help. So those rows felt pretty good. Honestly, I was really getting into it in the beginning, so I just kind of going crazy. The lat pull down's really good squeeze. Definitely got some extra blood flow back there. What did I do? Oh yeah, the cable rows. Again, I like doing it with the straight bar with a wide grip rather than like the close grip V-bar. I just feel like I can get a better contraction. You know, with the V-bar, I mean, you can move a lot of weight. Like, it's a very strong position. But, I don't know, I'm just not so into it. But I've done it a lot before. So, you know, again, it's still good to change things up every so often. It's even good to do exercises you don't particularly like. You don't want your training to get too stale. And then what? Just finished off with those lat pull downs, supersetted with the the other way around. Pullovers supersetted with the lat pull downs, and then back was pumped. So I say this every few back days because it does come up. Where's the deadlifts? Why don't I deadlift? It's just, it doesn't necessarily make sense to me, right? I'm certain that you're going to fatigue your back doing deadlifts, right? It's almost guaranteed, you know? But you're also going to end up working your glutes, your hamstrings. You're working a lot of lower back, you know, a lot of your erectors and whatnot. And I mean, at the end of the day, for bodybuilding training, I'm not going in and hitting, you know, I'm not doing a full posterior chain day. I don't need a stronger deadlift. You know, I'm here to hit back. So I don't need to, like, I want to activate as few muscles as necessary to hit the intended muscle, right? So for chest day, you know, obviously, I want to pretty much just focus on chest-based exercises. Sure, when you do a bench, you work a little triceps, you work a little front delts. It's just necessary for the movement. But, you know, for back, if I could do a seated row, the likes of which is only going to work mostly my back because my chest is supported, then it's going to be a bit easier to work the back itself with all your energy rather than waste it, you know, doing deadlifts where you're going to end up working your hamstrings and your glutes, you know? And then I just feel like you're better off spending the amount of energy that you would spend doing heavy deadlifts, doing, you know, lat pull downs or rows. Now, I still like bent over rows, right? Because, I mean, that sort of almost goes against my argument, right? Because when I do a set of bent over barbell rows, you know, I'm activating my glutes, my hamstrings, my lower back. But still, the primary mover, or the primary movement is the contraction of the back, right? It's not so much weight that I'm working my hamstrings and glutes too much. But that's just me, you know. If you like deadlifts, do your deadlifts, whatever. It's cool. Got no problem with it. What else has I been said? Oh yeah. So in terms of your goals, right? What is your long-term goal? Is it to get big? Is it perhaps to compete, get on stage? That could be cool. That could be some cool shit. But for the general public, at least who's watching here, I would probably wager that your guess is, or that your goal is just to, build muscle over time, and then regardless of what you want to do with it after that, that is pretty much gonna be in there, right? You're gonna want to build muscle, so I wouldn't try to obsess too much with your current state, right? Let's say you wake up in the morning, you look at yourself in the mirror, and you're like, oh, what the fuck? God, oh, gee. And you point out every fucking particular flaw to yourself, and you just let that eat your mind. It doesn't help that every time you scroll Instagram or TikTok, you see a bunch of fucking demons, shirtless, fucking half natty lighting, edited whatever. But I wouldn't focus too much on that, right? You can use that as a motivator, but typically the more negativity you've got floating in your mind, it's just not going to be conducive with long-term results. Ideally, rather than thinking about, oh man, look how, oh well, whatever, whatever you may be complaining about, you're going to want to just get into a state in which you're making progress, right? The enlightened lifter doesn't seek a particular state of being, right? The enlightened lifter seeks to progress every day. Wants to stay on track with whatever his particular goal is at the time. So when I'm all if I'm fluffy from a bulk and I'm about to start a cut, I'm not thinking to myself, oh Jesus, where the fuck are my abs, man? Oh, or whatever. Or in the past, I remember one time I had some kind of surgery. I don't remember which, but I was out of the gym for a month, and I could tell I was flat, just kind of relative to before. Plus, your own perception of your body gets kind of funky. Those two things added together, I was looking at myself in the mirror dude, what the fuck happened? But I try not to dwell on that for too long, right? Because what's the point of crying over spilled milk? Just start to clean that shit up. So rather than just, oh man, once I look like that, then I'll be happy, that'll be good, that's what I want. It's just not how it's going to end up. What you really want to do is just get into a state of being where you like going to the gym, you like your split. Now that's going to come from looking up various bits of information all over, or talking to people at your gym. And if you just end up going to the gym every day, right, maybe you get a little bit extra, you start counting your calories, and you do your macros, you do your daily cardio, then once you sort of set all that shit up in motion, then the only thing you have to focus on is maintaining that schedule, and then the results are going to come anyway. The more you sort of focus on the end goal, right, it sort of makes it seem far-fetched, right? If somebody told me to climb a fucking rock wall, that's kind of a bad example. I can't think of a good analogy. If somebody told me to fucking solve a crazy ass problem out of the blue, at first I'd probably be oh, what the fuck? I can't do that. That's so far-fetched. That's crazy. But if I knew the exact steps to take, right, the right methods to go about it, which in terms of progressing your physique is going to be the training, your diet, your supplementation of vitamins and whatnot, creatine, pre-workout. But once you start to see all the pieces come together like that, then your results are just going to come. So if you get the gist of what I'm saying, hopefully it makes you a little bit more motivated to improve upon your split and be a little bit more disciplined with your training. Try not to take too many unnecessary rest days or cheat meals or staying up too late, not getting any good sleep. Enough of that. Enough of that. So, arm day tomorrow. I love a good arm day. Should be a freaky pump. Hopefully I wake up at 250 something. We'll see. I'll get back on the updates now that I'm, back up to that 250 mark. It's 260. It's gonna happen. It's coming at you quick. And then we can cut down and see where that takes me. So, I'll see you next time.